Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Canary Cast. Look, it's me. I haven't been here in months. For some of you, you'll have never seen me before, and that's a very surreal experience. But I'm Harvey. I'll be hosting today, and I'm joined by the now ever-present Joe and Jacob. How are we, chaps?
Happy, job done today. It wasn't anything spectacular, was it? But we got the job done. 3 points.
And
Yeah,
Jacob.
mate, top, mate. That's all I care about. Top, win, move on.
Very good. It was an okay performance from Norwich. Let's get straight into the actual lineups, and good to see Tim Krul back in the squad.
Yeah, massive, mate. I think I was talking to Joe during the match, and a couple of times he did look like he was limping a little bit. But all in all, he gave us such a better presence. He was favouring his right foot a lot more than the left, which is always worrying. But yeah, all in all, looked good and solid and well, clean sheet. That's all you can ask for your goalkeeper, really.
I'd definitely rather have a slightly not right Tim Krul than a fit Daniel Barden. That's no slight on Daniel Barden, but you just want Tim Krul in the team, don't you? So yeah, good to see him back.
Do you think that was the idea? Maybe just put him in just to save the blushes of Barden, who was, an inexperienced keeper.
Yeah, you just asked Tim Krul, don't you? Like Daniel Farke said, he asked him, "Are you ready?" You trust Tim Krul, 32 years of age. He knows his body better than anyone else does. He goes, "Are you ready, Tim? Can you put yourself through 90 minutes?" He goes, "Yeah, of course I can."
And thank God Norwich had Tim Krul in that side, because Barnsley really sort of gave it to Norwich, and a lot of people have been giving Barnsley credit for a really strong performance, and they were unlucky on the day. What do you reckon?
It was nice to see a team come to Carrow Road and actually go for it, wasn't it? See a lot of teams come to Carrow Road and sit deep in two banks of four or even a five-man defence, whatever. But no, they came at us. Their press was quite aggressive at the start of both halves, wasn't it? And at times we played around it really nicely, and we'll get onto that, I'm sure. But yes, Barnsley did give it a go, and yeah, it was nice to see, really, because I think that does favour us, Jacob, don't you? When teams come out.
It's the way to go with Norwich, really, isn't it? If you press them high up against the Sorensen, who's clearly right-footed, if you make him go on his left and put it up, then it's going to be a problem. I thought we did actually a lot better today with the longer balls up. I think Kenny came in and helped Mario a lot more when the balls were lauded up there, and he got a few good flick-ons and stuff like that. We won the second ball well. Ollie Skip was, again, absolutely fantastic today. 10 duels he won them all. Dribble success, 100%. He was incredible again. He's just such a key player in there, and to me, he looks Premier League class. Every time and he's played every single game. Like, how on earth he keeps running like for 90 minutes is incredible. And then obviously you have Tete on at the end just to cover it all up. I thought all in all we played really well. But Kenny McLean, what a performance that was today. That ball for Buendia, I know the finish is different level from Emmy, but if we're lauding Buendia's performance today, which I thought was okay, the goal was very nice, but I thought he does his normal kind of tracking. I think first half he was missing, second half he was far better. But Kenny McLean, all round the pitch, magnificent performance.
I thought he was great against QPR as well, Kenny. I think Barnsley...
Since he's been back.
Yeah, since he's been back, he's been brilliant. I think Barnsley's high line played into our hands with those long balls over the top. It took us a while to figure it out, but when they did eventually start going over the top, I thought we looked much more dangerous, didn't you?
Slower defence. If Teemu Pukki's outpacing your defence quite clearly, then yeah, it's not really the way to go. I know what they're trying to do. Obviously trying to suffocate Norwich's play. We like to play intricate to feet. But yeah, we went past it so many times, and realistically, probably if you're being harsh on the team, it should be 3 or 4-0 today for the chances we had.
I think Campbell had a fair few, didn't he? It wasn't his day. It just didn't fall to him.
He did well up until the final 80-yard box, basically, didn't he? Yeah. A couple of chances where you just in the first half, needs to hit it left-footed instead of cutting back in. And then second half, it just felt like he didn't have the confidence. But you know what? I'd much rather a Todd Cantwell putting in 100% effort and just not having the final ball than being carried. So I thought he definitely put in the performance today, and just lacking the finishing today, unfortunately. Should have brought him better early, shouldn't they, Jay?
No, I don't want to hear about better. No, I get your point. His pace in behind the defence would have been great. I just don't have the faith in him to finish the chances like Pukki. And also, this thing about Pukki being slow, he's not that slow. I don't think
he's not that quick. He's not rapid though, is he?
He benefits from a system with no VAR, because he can hang on that last man. He can really push through. And thank God there's no VAR in the Championship, because I reckon Norwich would be down 10 goals.
They are very close. Again, there's a couple of ones earlier on in the game where you're there's the Buendia to Pukki one, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Where it was very, very close. And I thought he was on. Joe said he was just off. It's close, and again, like debatable, like you say. To be honest, I don't really trust the Linos this year. But like you're right, I prefer football being a lot more technology less. Like I'm a fan of VAR, not the fan of the way they use it. So yeah, I'd rather them make a few cock-ups and not have that massive delay and wait. But yeah, the officiating this season has been great. But today was a lot better, to be fair.
Let's move on to what everyone's been talking about, and obviously the Buendia goal. A superb Bergkamp-style finish. And so fitting that he's being suited to Arsenal when he pulls that off.
He didn't even look.
Hey, mate.
Class.
Jacob, go on.
It doesn't matter. To be honest, for Buendia, I've seen him do it against Brentford at home a couple of years ago when Tim Closer plays that ball. Kenny McLean's done that a couple of times in that game where he found Timu Pukki, he found other runners. And it was just such a good pass. I think the pass is better than the finish, but he makes the finish look so easy that that is how good he is. And what is it now? 7 goals, 7 assists, 18 games played. I think it's about 62 chances created, which is stupid, isn't it? 18 games. He's getting over 100 if he stays with us, which is quite impressive, to be fair to him.
Yeah, let's not forget he didn't have the best game either. That's the sort of player he doesn't even have to be in the game that much, and he'll find the moment for you to win it. I mean, it was a no-look first-time volley across the body. Like, it was a ridiculous finish. Made it look really easy. It's not at all.
A goal so good he just trended all over football Twitter. So yeah, that has to be quite good.
Always good for our engagement.
Oh yeah, plenty of Arsenal fans.
That video went out beforehand, but there you go.
But yeah, then Cantwell obviously just keeps on missing today, and I think he trended earlier on in the day for missing so many chances, which is a shame.
Yeah, Pukki had a couple as well. It was just me and Joe again were talking mid-game. It's like our XG must be off the absolute roof compared to our actual conversion. I remember looking, I can't remember the stats completely, but Sky was saying that actually we are one of the worst conversion-rated teams this season. And it really is the case, you know. We've won a couple of games by more than 1 goal this season, which is poor for a team that's top, realistically. We need to be finishing these chances because, again, at the end, long ball up, Max Aarons misses the header, flicked on, they should score. QPR, again, we were disappointed 1-1, they should have scored. It's Samuel. That's why we're struggling in the Prem, because we don't create, when we create chances, we miss them, and we always give chances away. So we do need to work on that, of course we do. Like Timu should have had at least a brace today, which is disappointing because we do just need to kind of put the cherry on top of the cake, really, because there's a lot of people outside of Norwich saying we don't deserve to be top, or we are scraping wins, which is not the case. We're playing very, very well in parts.
There's room for improvement. There's room for improvement, and I think that's key. But is that something to be concerned about, Joe? They are the same sort of strains that we had in the Premier League. So let's say Norwich go up. Do they go straight back down if they continue playing in the style that doesn't score enough goals and concedes too many?
I think we're being a bit harsh today. I think it was definitely a potential banana skin. You're absolutely right, because their form was very good, as was ours, to be honest. But we got the job done. I know it was a 1-0. It wasn't our best performance, but across a 46-game season, of course there are going to be games like that where it doesn't matter how you win, you just need to win. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I don't think we need to worry too much about it. We got the job done, and to be honest, yes, okay, we get punished in both this game and the QPR game if those goals should both go in at the end there. And that's the difference between the Premier League and the Championship. You can't get away with that at the top level. But I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm not sure that matters too much today. We just need to get the 3 points, and we did.
After 23 games, I'm personally saying we've had one good, proper, solid 90 minutes against Cardiff at home. The others have been 45-minute halves, Bristol City away, Stoke away. In those first halves, we were very good. We've seen one 90 minutes where you're like, this is a dominant, controlled Norwich. And to be top, that's pretty impressive to be able to say that we still have another gear to go through. The amount of times I'm hearing on commentary or I'm thinking to myself, we still have another gear to go through here easily, which shows that we are a very strong force in this league.
And one that is now 3 points clear. An impressive. Bearing in mind, Norwich have not been really at the races, and I can't remember who said on Twitter, it's like they can't see Norwich keeping this up. But it's a case of Norwich have so much more to give, and they're top anyway.
And let's not forget who we're missing as well. You know, we've still got
Exactly.
a handful of decent players out, long-term injuries, who will be back towards the end of January. Some of them, I think.
Yeah, late end January, February for training, and then I'd say mid-February you're looking at some of them again being more forces in the team, like first team starting. Onel's a big one. You know, you miss Onel today. You do miss Blaheta. I know he's not the finished product. You miss that pace. If he's fit, he starts that game today. There's no word of a lie, I don't think, in that. And then you look at the other options. Like Max Aarons again. I think he looks tired. I thought he played really well today, but at the end he's blowing. You know, it'd be lovely to be able to have a Sam Byram or Barley Mumba to be able to replace him. And let's not forget again, Jacob Sorensen, who's a midfielder, is playing left back. I don't know what that issue there is with Javi Quinter. Is he just not trained enough to be able to even produce a cameo? I would take him back to Villarreal. I don't think that's going to be the case. But sooner or later, we will have that team fully flowing and actually have as many options as we can possibly have on the bench. And then you look at that team and thinking, there's not many stronger in the league.
So I'm going to ask that question. We're now over halfway in the season. Norwich are top. Do they finish top?
Go on, Joe. You can have that one.
I know. I'm not sure whether we're the first or second best team in the league. I know we're 4 points clear. That could be 3 if Brentford win their game in hand. I know they've got a couple of cup games before that. I'm not so worried about Brentford, more Watford and Bournemouth. I do think Bournemouth are good, and I think even on paper their squad is better than ours. But 4 points clear, and I don't know, the mentality at Watford worried me a bit because it wasn't so much a bad result. It was only 1-0 and we were in the game just about. But, you know, when we turned up at Ellen Road a couple of seasons ago and we were never going to lose that game. We were going to win it from the off. And I didn't get that feeling at Watford. I'm not sure the mentality is quite there yet. Absolutely agree with Jacob that there are more gears for us to go into. We haven't seen the best of us yet. So I'm still trying to figure out whether we go up first or second, but I do think we'll avoid the playoffs. I think we've got enough just about to probably get second at this stage, I think. But maybe that's me being cautious.
What do you reckon?
You keep Buendia, you go up. If you sell Buendia, you finish top 6 because he is the difference. Even today, we've not played well. No one else in the team finishes that chance, realistically. The amount of chances he creates, you're not replacing him with any kind of similar player for the price bracket we can go into. No. So you keep him and you keep Max Aarons, who I would say in the summer that's going to intensify again. You look at that and you keep those two and you're very much there, and you keep a more healthy squad this second half of the season. We've got enough this year. You know, the Championship's a poor league. Let's not get away from it. Brentford, Bournemouth are the two main ones. Watford don't score enough. So realistically, they're the only two on our level, I think, or near our level.
Do we need to add Swansea and Jacob?
No, they don't score enough. I know they won today. Look at they dominated us. Realistically, their play. Steve Cooper's got them playing beautiful football. But Jamal Lowe again scored today. Doesn't score enough. Andre Ayew, fantastic player. If they get a striker, if they had a team in Pookie, they would finish top. Absolutely no doubt, in my opinion, because the way they play. But they just don't finish their chances. For us, we don't either. But we have enough talented players individually to be able to win games. That's what we've been doing all season, and I don't think that's going to change unless you sell one of them.
Just to finish on, I think what will make the difference is when we look back at the end of the season, how have we done against the sort of top 4 that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Because I think the rest of the league is okay. We've got enough about us to do what we've done today and get a 1-0 or a 2-1 or whatever, a point away from home. I think it's the games against those bigger teams where we'll see whether we're going to go and win this league or go up otherwise.
Well, realistically, those 3 of the 4 that we're talking about, or the others, all of them have got a home bar Swansea.
Yeah.
So that could play a big part. You don't know if fans are going to do that then. If they're not, you don't know what Norway. You have no idea, do you? So it's a difficult one to kind of predict there. I would disagree with you completely in terms of the big teams because you can draw to them and get away with it. It's the rest of them, like your Barnsleys, like your QPRs. It's consistent grind, and this season is unique in that form. I've been off the FA Cup next week. Don't care what we do against Coventry. Play the under-18s, really play the under-12s. Couldn't care less. Get back at 10-0. Really couldn't care. Don't need it in our lives. Daniel Farke will play a strong enough team because he likes the cups. Get rid of them. Don't care. And then concentrate on the league. And just try and keep grinding, and hopefully we do eventually click for a few games and batter someone. So they have bloody heart palpitations every time to the 95th minute.
Oh, well, finally, what are you going to spend that £5 million for Buendia on when Arsenal bid him in? You know, who knows? That's an old joke. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope I haven't been too middle guy boring. And until next time, see you later.